Some of us have mastered it, some of us knew it before, and some of us are still learning it. But let's combine all those efforts. Only the first stanza, and then we have it listed on our program, the Icept program. We will now take the last stanza as our opening prayer. And henceforth, maybe I should also announce that henceforth at our chapter levels, the federal government has released a notice that in every event we should sing only the first stanza. I hope some people are paying attention, especially chapter chairmen. Only the first stanza, and then recite the third chapter stanza as national prayer. Then they said only during national programs like Independence Day, Democracy Day, that's when we will sing all of them. But for our events, we should sing the first stanza only and recite the third stanza as national prayer. So we are going to do that right now. The media will help us with the national anthem. Only the first stanza. God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. Thank you. Please, let's be seated.
So, thank you so much.
My comments. I want to welcome everyone to this closing ceremony. I've told my DP we are spending only 1 hour in this meeting, and in the lineup, one of the things that may take our time is the draft communique. We are not going to amend that draft communique. The communique team are on ground. Please, let's pay attention. The draft communique team, are on ground. So we'll make all our inputs. They will note them down and then go and work on them. The ESCO will finalize when they submit based on the comments from the House, so that we don't take our time. So we don't want to spend anything more than an hour in this meeting, so that we can take our lunch and resume for the AGM. I don't know how much time the CPC has allocated to the lunch, but please, it will not be more than 30 minutes. So that we'll be back. All right. So on that note, we want to appreciate all of you. It is a lot of sacrifice in Nigeria today. 1, to travel out of your comfort zone. 2, to actually do the traveling. Taking the decision to travel is a lot. Doing the journey itself is a lot, whether by road or by air. Some of us had our flight cancelled twice and had to go by road. Honestly, I can't fathom that kind of commitment. So on behalf of the National ESCO, please, my National ESCO, where are we? Are we here? We are going to rise up, the National ESCO only, while every member will be seated in appreciation for your support and your contribution. So please, every National ESCO member, please, let's rise and honor our members and appreciate them for everything they have done to support this program. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. Thank you. Let's be seated. So on that note also, we thank God for a beautiful time with all the challenges we faced, but we have learned more. And we have learned both by experience, and we have learned also by the programs that we did. We are going to take all the little things that we need to do, so that by the time you get back home to some of our colleagues that neither joined both either physical or virtually, you'll be able to deliver some more information to them. So, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, we want to welcome you to the closing ceremony of the Icept. I probably need to apologize on behalf of all of us, both the CPC and the National ESCO. You are seeing us starting late, not because we are slack, not because we are idle. Like me now, between 12 midnight and this moment, I've done about 4 meetings, and none of them is less than 30 minutes. So we are all doing those things to ensure that we deliver on the mandate that you have committed to our hands. And that informs what has made us to be delayed. I have a hope that by the time we finish briefing you, you probably may be able to appreciate some of the things that we have gone into doing to ensure that we deliver to you. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you and welcome to the closing ceremony.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the next on the agenda is summary of report by the Deputy President, Engineer. Summary of report and review by the Deputy President, Engineer Felix Adeboye, FNI Triple. Over to you, sir. Media, can we have another mic?
Hello.
Thank you very much. Media should note that the president's microphone is for him only and not to be shared by anybody. That's why I refuse to use it. Thank you. My president has appreciated you on behalf of, and all of us in the ESCO had appreciated you for supporting us this far. Please, we want to go through a summary of the reports so that we can look at it together. Please, media, let's display it. Summary of reports. Summary of Icept report. Okay, thank you. As you can see in the display, we really need to appreciate God that despite the economy and the insecurity in the land, the total attendance at this Icept is 296. Out of it, we have 275 who attended physically and 21 virtual. And then this is the breakdown. We have 68 fellows are here. Corporate members, 185. We have 3 associates. According to registration, we have 6 students, and we have 17 spouses in attendance. Number of chapter represented, I will tell you that one is down. I have the list downward. The chapter with highest attendance is Abuja. Let's give it to them. You see, excuse me, we should not, yes, it is not automatic. When we were in Kano was not the highest. When we were in Abeokuta, my own chapter, we were not the highest. So let's give it to them again. Thank you. We had 22 technical papers presented. And then the person with highest number of papers was Engineer Dr. B.I. Guavamin, our Vice President, Power and Clean Energy. The chapter with highest number of papers was Port Harcourt. And the president will announce that one. Okay, I'm talking of the person. No, I will show you. We did some assessment criteria, which we informed the paper presenters and every one of you, and were able to get some assessors. And from what they have brought to us as their assessment, we collated and we found average of it. And the result, I will show you the collation later because we have to be fair and let you know what we have done. Now I want to show you chapters represented in Icept 2024. Abuja was represented, Abeokuta, Calabar, Lagos. Sorry, we will have given you the number, but we had problem. Many of us couldn't write our chapters while we were registering. So it was a big problem, and that's one of the reasons why many of us don't sleep. Victoria Island was represented, Epe Bejuleki, Oshogbo, Jos, Port Harcourt, Ilorin, Lokoja, Kano, Minna, Nsukka, Onitsha, Asaba, Egbin, Warri, Ikore-Ekpene, Yenagoa, Makurdi, and Akure. 22 chapters were represented. Absent were Ado-Ekiti chapter, Bauchi chapter. But if you are here and you know anybody from those chapters, you are free to correct us. But like I said, many people did not put down the chapter they came from. Eket, Enugu, Gombe, Benin, Uyo, Transamadi, Ibadan, Kaduna, Katsina, Maiduguri, Oka, and Aba. These were chapters that were not represented at all in the Icept. I will not announce the name, but I will just show you quickly the assessment that we did. But I don't have the power to announce. That is to be done by the president himself. Latest final assessment. Please show that slide. That's it. Okay. It's an Excel sheet, please. Thank you. Like we told you during the technical presentation, there are some criteria we set out for assessing us so that our assessment will not be completely subjective as much as possible as human beings. So we have some criteria, and I will read them to you. Definition of problem. We have is 15% in the scale of 1 to 5. Technical innovation, 15% in the scale of 1 to 5. Methodology, that means anybody that score 5, score the whole 15%. Methodology, 15%. Benchmarking, 10%. In performance improvement is 10%. References, 5%. Conclusion, 5%. Originality, 10%. All within the scale of 1 to 5. Data integrity and presentation. All the papers were weighed by the assessors, and then the results were here collated. We can see the highest figure there. I've covered the names anyhow. So, okay, that's very good. Total score, somebody scored. We have, all right, so that's what we have. Now, let me now read the communique. The communique for This is the draft communique. Oh. Media. Thank you. Draft communique issued at the end of the International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunications, Icept 2024, held at Nieee University, Abuja, on between 14th and 18th October 2024. The International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunications, Abuja 2024, organized by the Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, witnessed a remarkable level of participation in this year's event. Engineering professionals from all walks of life and various sub-disciplines of electrical and electronic engineering participated in the conference. In addition to the keynote speech presented by the Director General, NITDA, Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, CCIE, 22 technical papers were presented at the conference. The key areas addressed by technical papers include renewable energy, smart grids, microgrids technology, wireless radio propagation, biomedical engineering, emerging technologies, that's including Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. It's gone. Challenges facing the power and telecommunication sector were identified and solutions were profiled by the participants. Some of the specific issues deliberated on at the conference are as follows. 1. The need for increased renewable energy penetration in Nigeria's energy mix was highlighted, and various approaches for harnessing renewable energy through photovoltaic cells were presented. One of the papers dwelled on the photovoltaic panel waste heat recovery using thermoelectric generators for ambient energy generation. The technology maximizes power generation from the solar panel by harnessing both the photovoltaic energy from the panels and converting the waste heat into useful power. The technology results in improved efficiency of power generation from the panels. B. The technical papers presented under smart grids and microgrids propose the use of optimization techniques such as particle swarm optimization, PSO, and its variants, hybrid genetic algorithm to enhance microgrid operational efficiency through short-term load forecasting, economic dispatch, and cost-effective power scheduling. Under wireless radio propagation, an auto-pelican optimization algorithm was used to model path loss in 5G network at 3.5 gigahertz carrier frequency. This optimization algorithm will assist radio engineers in effective planning for full deployment of 5G network across the country. A bimodal technique for contrast, that's the enhancement of medical images, was developed with possible applications in proper diagnosis of patients based on X-ray, CT scan, and MRI images. This technique provides a superior contrast enhancement, controls over enhancement, and results in a more realistic appearance of the medical images. Use of emerging technologies, that's E, in the educational sector was advocated at the conference and recommended for enhancing blended learning both in physical and virtual classrooms. Applications like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, Zoom, etc. offer cost-effective solutions that maximize educational benefits by increasing access to quality education and preparing students for the demands of the digital age. F, deployment of IoT-based technologies in parking systems for smart cities and unmanned emergency detective systems were presented. Such techniques were advocated for a wider range of applications, including energy metering systems, security surveillance systems, etc. Application of emerging technologies in smart agriculture was also discussed at the conference. One of the case studies presented dwelt on the use of RoboFlow-assisted YOLO9-based object detection for crop identification. This application can be used to detect diseases in crops and enhance agricultural produce by farmers. Integrated with drone technology, the system can be developed by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in identifying illicit farms where banned crops and plants are grown. H, the participant observed that the title given to the Icept conference series as International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunication limits the scope of the conference, considering that the two keywords constitute only 2 out of about 32 subdisciplines in electrical and electronic engineering. This calls for the review of the name of the conference series to arrive at a more encompassing title. Recommendations: the project prototypes and research outputs presented through exhibited at the conference should not end with the conference, but must be carried on to the next stages of patenting and commercialization. Number 2, NIEE should keep tracking the progress of all the projects presented in this year's conference to ensure that the next Icept will build on the gains achieved. 3, participants are encouraged to seek support through research grants and collaborations to improve the impact of their research and innovation efforts. 4, time management on the part of both the presenters and the organizers should be improved to ensure smooth flow of presentation during technical sessions. 5, the information about the Best Paper Award for the conference should be disseminated to prospective authors through the conference flyers. 6, the papers presented at Icept conference should be available on the Institute's website as quickly as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished engineers, this is the communique, a draft of the communique from the just concluded International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunications. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, let me gauge the ground first. Do we have any comments on the communique suggestions? Maybe there is inexactitude or inaccuracy, whatever. Any comment on it? Yes, sir. Please, somebody need to help us with this, so that the people online can hear you.
Thank you so much, my president, deputy president. I really must commend the organizers for putting the communique together so quickly and so enriched. I just want to comment about a typo error. Particle swarm, not particle swarm. There is an R missing there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, our distinguished past president. Yes, sir. Is still somebody here? Another past president wants to.
Please, can you project the G?
Please project it again. Media, we are waiting for you.
Please project.
Please, we need to enlarge it a little bit. Aha. Great.
Deputy President, maybe you will help us read it again. That G.
Okay, item
Yes.
G. Yes.
Yes. Please read it for us again. Let me see. I think. Okay. That is a typical recommendation. I want us to grow from that level of now taking ourselves out. Who is going to handle it? Or we just say maybe NIEE, we follow up with this, with NDLA. We meet them. This is our thinking. What do you think about it? Because if we do this, we will end
Sorry,
up...
sir. Please, can this still be displayed? We have not finished discussing it.
Yes.
Please, let's still have it displayed.
My face is not important as this. Please. So, we'll make sure that we just have to be... There's going to be somebody who will be responsible for driving it to NDLA. We go there. This is our thinking. And this is there no way would you like to do this for us? Or you want us to collaborate with you and tell you? And so, in fact, all the items, so that we move away from our system where we keep on keeping all our projects every time coming, so that next year we say we took it to NDLA and we go and sleep. And that's one of the systems that we have been doing with NSC, where since I joined, all the things proposed, government, we must take it, own it, and pursue it. That's just my comment. Thank you, Mr. President, and all those are taking time to do this for us.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, another past president. We have the privilege of having these elderly contributions today.
Mr. President, Deputy President, and distinguished members, what the last speaker said, it was just in my mind that each of those subtitles should actually, each of our sections, we want to also advertise to people outside that we are not just a single body. We have responsible professional divisions or units. Each of the sections, the NIEE section, power and clean energy, is hereby mandated to work with NDLA to ensure that this is achieved as soon as possible. In each of those sections, let's work on that maybe after this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was duly noted. All right. Maybe we'll take only 2 more so that we can make... Yes, Engineer Karis. Who has the mic? Okay.
Good afternoon, my president.
You're welcome.
My name is Engineer John Karis. I was in a particular conference or workshop, and I tried to talk to them concerning NIEE. I was surprised because a lot of them did not even know about it. And these are electrical engineers, and they know current, and they know NSC. Now, plea I want us to have a kind of program that will be broadcast in our national television, so anywhere, where we have one-on-one with the president of NIEE, discussion platform, either in television or radio. Television will be better. This alone will increase our visibility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Karis. That's also duly noted. Please, may I confirm from multimedia, is this meeting being recorded? If it is not, please let it be recorded. All right, so maybe the last person, Engineer Rabiu. Usher has disappeared. Engineer Rabiu. Oh, okay. All right. I will just break that protocol and call one more person. I will tell you the reason why.
Good afternoon. Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Engineer Rabiu Haruna. And I know during the opening ceremony, the chairman who represented the president of Koren made a remarkable keynote speech. And toward the end of his keynote speech, he made mention of the need for physical infrastructure in the country, and particularly Abuja. And he encouraged that should be part of our communique. I don't know if that will be recognized and captured. And in addition, from my own side, going through the communique, Having the fact that we have our elders, senior colleagues here with us, and we have the middle cadres, and we have the student representatives, one will expect the communique will come up with something that will also capture the side of the young engineers or the student, especially in the global digital economy, where we're looking into how we can tap and take advantage of the embedded solutions to create value additions, job opportunities. Yes, we have a very nice papers presented, but however, we should go into deep down to review the papers and trace or bring out the points that shows the value addition associated with this, our conference, so that our young engineers and our student members can take advantage to tap as well key into with a view to promote job creations and value for the country at a larger perspective. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Engineer Rabiu. It's duly noted. I will call Engineer Adetomiwa Zubar. For the information of the House, Engineer Zubar just retired as a permanent secretary in Osun State. So, number one, being a permanent secretary. Number two, retiring means he's a senior citizen. So I have to call him. So please give him the mic. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President, past president in attendance, and colleagues. Thank you very much for the recognition. I wouldn't want to throw away the suggestion of our revered past president. I believe what we are doing now is just to correct the communique. How to sell it is another thing. The point raised that we should go and meet NDLA to adopt this, I wouldn't support that. Paper presentation is different from actualization of the project. We have not called the person to produce a prototype, test it, and we are sure of what we want to go and sell to another agency. So we can correct the communique now. Then the ones we feel, okay, people should adopt, we have to be very sure of it. The presenter of the paper will come and demonstrate to a group, whether the ESCO or a committee will be set up, that it will be a project we can vouch for before we now sell it to another agency. Thank you.
All right. So they have announced to us the analysis of Icept, chapter with the largest attendance and so on and so forth. There is one more announcement, and there is also one other award that I'm going to announce. Having done the assessment of the papers, and as I mentioned during my opening speech, the Folúṣekẹ́ Abídèmí Ṣómólú Foundation has collaborated with the NIEE to present an award to the best paper presenter. The best paper presenter will go home with 3 different tangible items. First of all, there is a certificate as the best paper. Secondly, there is a plaque for the best paper. And thirdly, there is a cash award of 50,000 naira for the best paper. So I'm going to announce the name of the best paper and the title of his paper, or maybe it's her paper, it could be. And for some of us that probably are aware of the FAS Foundation, incidentally, number one, late engineer Shomolu was a past president of the NIEE. The honorary secretary of that foundation is a past president of the NIEE in the person of engineer Emmanuel Akinwole, FNIEE. So he's representing the chairperson of that foundation, Engineer Dr. Mrs. Olatokunbo Shomolu, FNSC, FAENG. And therefore, he will do the presentation. The ambulance that we sent to the bank to bring the cash is still on its way. But the beneficiary should wait after we close this meeting to collect his cash. The cash is not yet with me here. So I would like to therefore announce the best paper as assessed. In fact, let me read what is in the certificate here. The title of the paper is A New Auto Pelican Optimization Algorithm for 5G Network Deployment at 3.5 gigahertz carrier frequency. Presented by engineer but you don't know him. Engineer Dr. Abolaji Ilori, Chairman, Abeokuta Chapter. Please come forward and let me invite Engineer Akinwole to present this certificate to him. Thereafter, I will invite Engineer Olafemi Olaniyan to present the plaque to him.
On behalf of Folúṣekẹ́ Abídèmí Ṣómólú Foundation, I have the honor and privilege to present this certificate of Best Paper Award to you, Engineer Dr. Abolaji O. Ilori, at the 28th International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunication, Icept, holding at Abuja from October 14 to 18, 2024. As per the paper you have presented, congratulations.
Congratulations, sir. Sorry, sir. The very first day, I don't know how many of us noticed, when we started the first plenary, his paper was the very first. And I must confess to you, I was blown away with that paper, you know. And that, no, it's not even that only one. I was in another session, technical session, dear Subangi, all, and he also made a presentation there. As a matter of fact, all the papers presented in that session, okay, maybe that was even the one, 5G, I don't even know, but that's one of the reasons why I said that all the papers that I have been privileged to listen to their presentations during this Icept, honestly, they are so wonderful. So congratulations once again, my chair. And all they see, that he has this and you presented and you did not have it does not mean that your paper is not, but it's just, but please, let's just put in more effort so that next time your own will be having this. Congratulations, sir. And congratulations to all the presenters.
He had 76.3 marks. The next person to him had 75 marks. So like my past president said, the marks were good. I think they were very good papers. We are going to extract papers for our technical transactions from them, and I'm sure we're going to have good numbers to go into the published technical transaction. The second assessment that I'm going to announce is the assessment of our various chapters. We set up a 3-man committee because we have been singing the song. In fact, there was a memo published and sent to all the chapters, giving them some criteria that ESCO had created with gradings, and we asked them to bring in all the contents of their activities over the last 1 year, you know, and then it will be assessed, and then they will be given scores. I thought I could just do this program and just, preside over the announcement and go, but I'm compelled to have to read some extracts from the committee's report, and I want to do that standing because it's a serious matter. I won't tell you the names of the assessors, but they are all experienced people, but who don't have vested interest. It's either they have finished their tenures, or one of the chairman is a national ESCO, so there are people that know what we are talking about. They will have been either past chapter chairman and things like that. So they had some observations. Every time when some of you post your activities, everybody claps. but I usually reply by saying document them. Sometimes I will say produce your newsletter, because I know this was going to come. You know, you will soon see surprises, because I know some of you are waiting. So we had only Asaba chapter, Lagos chapter, Oshogbo chapter, Port Harcourt chapter, and Victoria Island chapter. If you think you submitted and you didn't hear your name, then something went wrong along the way. I won't announce this course yet. But let's go to the observations. They said number 1. Okay, yes, that's to the ESCO. Then they said the reporting format by Asaba and Oshogbo chapters deserve special note. I hope you are not getting some ideas. Some chapters reported too many activities on single item, hence reducing their scores opportunities. Some items carry 5 marks, some carry 2 marks, and you find people reporting so much on the 2 marks item, and not probably they got exhausted because there was a deadline before they could put things together for the areas of high score. So you probably think you have done so much work, but at the end of the day, your assessment is low. Most chapters did not carefully study the template to identify and concentrate on reporting high score items with substantiable evidence. While some chapters reported activities without picture as evidence to back up, others reported general meetings with only technical paper presentation flyer, no signed minutes, no attendance list. Unnecessary repetition of pictures and pictures of only 1 or 2 people were reported as activity. Some continue to use a single banner for almost all their activities. Pictures of flyers instead of people attending technical visitations were also reported by some chapters. In reporting courtesy visits, some individuals, some chapters reported picture of only 2 people, the chairman and the person he's visiting. Okay. So they said 5 out of 35 is very minimal and discouraging on the flavor of the competition. Most chapters reported very little activities in student programs. Recommendations. I won't read all because some are for the ESCO's consumption. Chapters should be encouraged to sustain documentation of their activities and report as at when due, according to nationally developed template. Number 2, they recommend that we should sanction any chapter that failed to submit their annual report. In fact, they put money there, but I won't tell you. Maybe ESCO want to make it higher. Okay, I will skip this one. Chapters should be enlightened to report more activities on high score assessment criteria to emerge victorious. Okay. It was discovered that some of the chapters did not cross-check with the secretariat on some of the data or statistical data that they give, like number of your fellow, number of your new members, and things like that. Okay. All right. They said chapters need to improve on students' activities to inculcate the vision of the NIEEE to the next generation. So that's the last recommendation that concerns you. Now, who won? First of all, maybe I need to say that for the 2024 assessment, the National ESCO has decided that the best assessed chapter will go home with 300,000 naira because we had some budgetary limitation, but I can assure you next year will be much better. The second best chapter, mind you, is not monetary that is issue, but the encouragement that we are happy with what you are doing. The second best chapter will go home with 200,000 naira. And the third chapter with 100,000 naira. By the way, you will see in our report, all the backlog of outstandings of what we promised, we had paid them to all the chapters already. So we have a fresh plate for 2024. On that note, therefore, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, by the assessment that has been done, let me cause small confusion. Asaba chapter has 67 points. Lagos chapter has 54 points. Port Harcourt chapter has 64 points. Victoria Island had 66 points. And Oshogbo chapter has 84 points. On that note, therefore, first position has gone to Oshogbo chapter. Second position, surprise, surprise, Asaba chapter. And third position, a young chapter, Victoria Island chapter. In fact, listen to this. The assessment committee recommended that we should compel all chapters to follow the standard set by Asaba and Oshogbo. They said they were very meticulous. They made it easy for assessment. They followed the instruction to the letter. That's engineering. Let's clap for them again. Unfortunately, the printer has not brought your certificates, but I hope before we finish the AGM, those certificates will be here. But I would like to invite the chapter chairman of the 3 winning chapters to come forward for both presidential and past presidential handshake, which is going to be captured. So do we have Oshogbo chapter chairman, Asaba chapter chairman, Victoria Island chapter chairman? Don't take the handshake before the right time. So Oshogbo chapter, please, my past president, please let's come forward and give them. It's not cheap to get, so they have worked for it. Congratulations. Where is the photographer? Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, and very honestly, this work was done within a very short time. I happened to be on the platform of the assessment committee, and I saw how they were very meticulous, hardworking. They didn't waste time. They didn't renege in their assignment. So please, I want us to give them a very good clap appreciation. The assessment committee. We appreciate them. It was a great work, and it looks like something very small, but I think it's going a long way because it's a very important aspect of our existence. So on that note, therefore, we hand over back to my deputy for the rest of the program.
Media, please go to the theme. Media. Look at the proposed 21st Icept themes. My presidents, the past presidents, members of the National Executive Committee, and distinguished fellows and engineers here. The next thing we want to do as engineers, we plan ahead. Just like we have always done. We don't just sit down in a corner and come up with a theme. We have also realized that proper preparation prevents poor performance. So preparation for Icept 2025 starts from today. And that's why we're proposing some themes which have been displayed, and we're going to vote any of those themes and adopt them for 2025, Oshogbo 2025, by the grace of God. So here are the themes we have proposed, or that have been proposed by the National Executive Committee for your consideration. And whatever we agree on today, before the end of the year, you see us possibly coming up with call for paper. Latest by the end of January, you have seen our call of paper out. We have, number one, digital innovations for sustainable economic revolution. Number two, digital innovations and artificial intelligence for economic transformation. Number three, electro-technologies, innovation, industry, and economic transformation, the nexus. Number four, sustainable development through digital engineering, role of innovation in Nigeria's industrial future. And last but not the least, digital infrastructure and innovation for inclusive economic growth in Nigeria. Distinguished engineers, here are our proposals for your consideration, either to adopt it as it is, or to modulate, whatever. We must come out today with a team to run with. Thank you very much. If you have anything to say, and Engineer Dr. Barnabas, please help us also to be writing. I will also be writing here, please. Yeah, let the younger one talk first. Engineer, you are the younger one. Nobody wants to be old. Doctor, please, let's give a roaming microphone to them.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Oh, don't remove the team.
Yes, sir. Thank you for these excellent themes, proposed themes. Well, all the themes to me are excellent. However, I will have adopt or go for digital engineering and artificial intelligence for economic transformation. Thank you, sir.
Number five.
Digital engineering and artificial intelligence for economic transformation.
Okay, that's...
Hello, hello, no, I'm still standing. I'm joining number 4 and number 2. Digital engineering and artificial intelligence for economic transformation. Thank you, sir. Sir? Yes, we can amend anyway. Hybrid, yeah.
Sorry, okay, Engineer Rabiu.
Thank you once again. My name is Engineer Rabiu Haruna. I'm proposing number 5, digital infrastructure and innovation for inclusive economic growth in Nigeria. The word infrastructure, innovation, and economic growth, economics, are very fundamental and key to what we are looking for in terms of Global Digital Innovation Index. Looking into this, the Digital Innovation Index, which ranks every country, is based on this criteria, this thematics: knowledge output, creative output, education, business sophistications, as well as market sophistication. So if you're looking at the item number 5, it will address this based on the Global Statistical Index operating Global Innovation Index. Thank you.
Very much. I want to allow the youth to talk. To lead the youth is my past president, Engineer Olafemi Olaniyan.
We are
youth leader.
We are the youths. We are the upcoming youths. No. You see, what our esteemed engineer Rabiu just said is exactly our thinking. Because when you talk of infrastructure, it covers power, telecommunications, internet, even road, rail, and all these things. Digitizing those things is innovation and will lead to inclusive. That means every facet of our country, the youth like us, the women, the elderly ones like you, for economic growth. But we just want you to remove the Nigeria. It should not center on only Nigeria. It should either center in Africa or a wider scope of focus. Thank you very much.
Okay, that'll be the last person. Engineer Ahwei from Abuja.
Good morning, Mr. President. All protocol duly observed. My name is Engineer Ahwei Josiah.
Please, let's have one house.
I want to agree with what the last youth leader said.
Okay.
But I want to say, add my own that he was saying that Nigeria should be removed. I'm thinking that Nigeria should remain. I mean, should remain because we are talking of Nigeria because there are other people that are already been developed. So Nigeria, we are talking to ourselves and for our development, so it should remain. That is the only addition.
All right, thank you very much. We don't need to stretch this one. The mood I see in the house seems that we are all comfortable with number 5.
Yes.
So let's just decide whether there should be Nigeria or not, and we'll move forward. So, engineer, that's what I will allow you to speak on. Do you think there should be Nigeria or not? No, we are not modifying it again. Let's leave it as it is because it will take a long time. You will give somebody a new idea, and they will raise hand again, because you know there's no wrong one and there's no correct one. It's idea. Everything is about idea. So, and you see that over the years, no matter the theme we choose, whatever paper you want to deliver, you can find where it is relevant, as long as it's electrical electronics engineering, and the theme will be broken into so many sub-themes. So that's why we don't need to drag far on the theme. So are you saying there should or should not be Nigeria included? Thank you very much. That's what I think too, because it's an international conference. But definitely we will discuss Nigeria. There's no way we won't discuss Nigeria. But when I received an SMS from Gambia. The person saw our website and wanted to be member. You know, so we don't need to limit our scope. We don't need to limit our scope, but definitely we'll be discussing Nigeria. But when people see it outside, they should be interested to come and contribute. Even if it is their country they want to talk about, we should be able to allow them to come and tell us how it applies in other places. It's an international conference. That's what he said. It's an international conference. So please, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Digital infrastructure and innovation for inclusive growth, economic growth. Thank you very much.
I think we should celebrate that. It's not an easy thing. It's gone through processes. Let's celebrate ourselves. Thank you.
So my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I want every one of us to rise on our feet. Sorry, I know either your hand or your mouth, is busy. But I want us to rise on our feet. Let's clap for ourselves for this Icept 2024. That you made it and you are still here. And we have no doubt that you are going back home safely. So thank you very much. And on that note, I hereby declare Icept 2024 closed. We will be going to Osogbo in 2025. And some of you may be wondering when, where. By the power conferred on me as the president of the Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, I hear the detailed information of Icept 2025. Holding in Osogbo in 2025 at Leisure Leisure Spring Hotel from the 13th to 17th of October 2025. So I invite the current chairman of Osogbo chapter to come and take this flag, and when he gets back home, they will know that he has not been deceiving them all these years when he told them that they are going to host Icept. Please, photographer, please capture that as we hand over to them. So, since we have agreed on the theme now, by the grace of God, by next month, the flyer for call for papers will be out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we have come to the end of the closing ceremony of Icept 2024.
Thank you, congratulations to all of us. The next thing we have to do is to go for our lunch. Our lunch is still here, but just like we used to do, our president will lead us. Our past president will follow. Then, roll by roll, we are engineers. We always do things in order. Roll by roll, we'll be going out.
While Osogbo is celebrating, please, multimedia, help us. They package something to show us. So let that begin to play now while we are taking our meal.
Please, let's be doing networking for the next 10 minutes. Our food is ready, but they are preparing to serve us. You know, in our homes, when the food is not ready, mommy will say, it will bring water to wash hands and put on the table and say the food is coming.
Experience for all participants at the 2025 Thrilled to announce the meticulous preparations are in full gear to ensure an exceptional experience. All participants at the 2025 International Conference and Osogbo is thrilled to announce the meticulous preparations are in full gear to ensure an exceptional experience for all participants at the 2025 International Conference and Exhibition on Power and Telecommunications, Icept. Osun State, renowned as the most peaceful state in Nigeria, is committed to providing a secure environment for the conference. We are collaborating closely with the Nigerian Police, Nigeria Air Force, and the Army to guarantee the safety